It's been so long, like 5 years.
It's just, my mother's been calling me up and asking how we're doing. She's worried about me. She knows I've got a career that keeps me busy, but I mean, it's easy to keep things like they are now, but this month, I'm running really late. I think I'm pregnant. I've been getting strange texts lately. I don't know. They don't make sense. It's just creepy. Look, Vincent, you're not hiding anything from me, are you? Hey, do you think we'll work out? This isn't just because I got pregnant, right? I can trust you, right? I've been scared ever since I thought I was pregnant. I knew that it was going to freak you out. I guess this is farewell then. Goodbye.
I see this weary feeling. I can't remember the last time I was alone in the city. Man, what a fucking dump. Damn it, what the hell am I supposed to do? Catherine? Catherine? Oh, hi. A bug? No, I'll definitely swing by, probably later in the evening. Yes, sorry about that. Yeah! Oh, it's cold. Man, I can't believe this.
Pause. Skipped.
Don't get so down, man. You'll end up dying for real.
Hey, I wouldn't happen to be in the middle of a dream right now, would I?
Huh? Wow, you are fucked up. I mean, who dreams about taking a shit with another guy? Hey, was she serious?
Yeah. She's not answering my calls. I expected that, though.
In hindsight, maybe you shouldn't have dumped that other chick, huh?
About that. I broke up with her at the bar, and yet the next day, Catherine came to my room and she was there. It was a horrific scene. Man, am I glad it was a dream. But it feels weird. I feel like it wasn't a dream.
Hey, so did you and
Would you like to speak to Lindsay? Would you like to speak to Martha? You look very handsome today.
Oh, really?
A man who climbs the mountain now will be given his future to do with as he pleases. I wonder where you'll end. I wonder what you'll gain.
What else is there? Victory and a future.
Victory and a future. Of course, us too.
Huh?
Goodbye, Mr. Man of Legend. May you be blessed.
Hey, I wanted to see you. Tell you something. I'm going to marry Anna. I'm throwing away my family and company and everything.
What? Really?
We're eloping, rather. We're leaving tonight, after this.
I see. You guys seem happy.
My life is so hard, as if taking care of him wasn't hard enough.
It's okay. We have love.
Ugh, men are so stupid.
That nightmare is going to continue. But I think that's okay.
Why?
I wouldn't mind nightmares anyway.
Don't worry. They'll all end tonight.
It feels like it will really be that way when you say it. I hate to say this, but I really look up to you. Thank you, Vincent.
You got mail.
Is something the matter?
I remembered how you saved me in the nightmare. I talked a lot about myself. I think I just wanted somebody to listen to me. I'm so weak. These events aren't going to end naturally. The police can't do anything. This is when the mass media shines. But I'm too afraid to write about it. I think it's because I'm afraid to admit that I have the power to save people through my words.
Yeah, well, I'll look forward to whatever you write.
Think I can get an interview with you one day? The unnamed hero?
Stop it. It's embarrassing.
You got mail.
This takes me back. This takes me back. This takes me back.
Did you hear? I figured out who the witch is.
Really? And who is it?
It was me. You know all that shit that went on when we were young? Seems it got mixed in with the rumors.
Well, you did disappear that one time.
And to think I just kept spreading the rumor, fooling people.
Was there anyone who believed it? You. Well, I never believed it in the first place. Listening to you never leads to anything good.
What? Anyway, about what you and Boss were talking about?
Dumbass. It's all a lie. Don't worry about it. Tomorrow we can drink and enjoy ourselves.
Okay. I hope so.
Today's lead story is the mysterious weakening deaths. James Thompson, age 33, was found dead today.
Was he in the nightmare too? Were we climbing together?
And George Baker, age 30. Once again, the names of the deceased.
Hey, how much of what you were talking about tonight is true? You said you'd be fighting?
You really never change, do you? True or not, I don't think I can lose to him. This is the end. For the mysteries, the rumors, for the guys, and for everyone. He needs to take responsibility.
Look, just don't be stupid about it, okay? Everyone's worried about you.
I'll be fine, don't worry.
Are you going home, Vincent?
Don't look so worried, Erica. You'll be okay. Have some faith in me. You'll see me tomorrow.
Okay. I believe in you.
I'll see you soon then.
The first of the great trials is a road split into 3 paths. Beware the mystery blocks and tackle these stairs with all your wit and skill.
Hey, Mutton! If you're behind this, then you can hear me, right? Say something!
Of course I can hear you. I can see you. And your underpants. Welcome to my realm.
Alright.
It's admirable that a mere human could come this far. It would be a bore to kill you immediately when I was the one to bring you here. Now, show me those skills that helped you survive this week. Now, come, Dad.
I'll see you up ahead.
Remember, dear.
Edge.
Alright, I got it.
Edge. Undo. Edge.
Alright, I got it.
Edge.
Alright, I got it.
Edge. 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 Edge.
Alright.
Edge. Undo. Undo. Edge. Edge. Edge.
Alright.
Edge. Edge.
Alright, I got it.
Edge.
Alright.
Whoa!
Edge.
Alright, I got it.
Edge.
Alright, I got it.
Alright.
Whoa! Whoa!
Edge. Edge.
I'll take this.
Edge. Edge. Edge.
Alright.
Edge.
Time to use this.
Pause.
Alright.
Edge.
How's this? Alright, I got it.
Edge.
Alright, I got it.
Edge.
Alright. I'll take this.
Edge.
Alright. Alright.
Edge. Edge.
Alright, I got it.
Edge. Edge.
Alright. Alright, I got it.
Edge.
Whoa! Alright, I got it. Whoa!
Undo. Edge.
Alright, I got it.
Edge. Edge.
Alright.
Undo. Undo. Edge.
Alright, I got it.
Edge. Edge.
Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
Undo.
How's this? Alright, I got it.
Edge.
I'll take this.
Edge. 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 Edge.
Alright.
Edge. Edge. Edge.
Well, I'm almost
Alright,
there.
I got it. I got it.
Edge. 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 Edge.
Alright. Alright, I got it. How's this?
Edge.
Alright.
Edge. 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 Pause.
Alright, I got it.
Edge. 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 Edge.
Alright, I got it.
Edge.
use this.
All right.
Pause.
All right, I got it.
Edge. 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 Edge.
All right, I got it. I got it.
Pause.
All right, I got it.
Edge. 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 Edge.
I got it.
All right.
Edge. 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 Edge.
How's this? I made it! There you go!
I didn't think you'd come this far. Come on up.
Not bad. But this is just the beginning. It'd be boring for you to die here, wouldn't it? Well, give me your best shot.
So who is he? I never found out. Mutton's never said anything about him. Hey, it's me, again.
Here's something else. Well, sit down then.
Oh, man.
I've been waiting for you. I knew you'd make it here. This is heaven. Even higher than the cathedral.
You lying bastard. You said I'd be free after I beat the cathedral. Son of a bitch! My girlfriend just dumped me. I'll never accept this ending.
But you came here by your own choice. And now, I will ask you how prepared you are to pursue your freedom.
This is the first question to freedom. Are you prepared to risk your life to get back together with a former lover?
You're brave. But just because you can see her again doesn't mean things will go well for you. Be prepared, though. You're challenging him.
All that hinting that the person who put me here was close to me, like it was a friend or a lover, when it was just the bartender.
Just the bartender? I may not look it, but I am a god.
Damn it. Where are you guys? Why don't you tell me who you are?
All right. My name is Astaroth. I watch you humans from a world high above.
Astaroth? A world above?
What? You weren't satisfied with my introduction? That's too bad. We'll talk further on. If you're still alive.
Wait.
The second great trial is the Illusion Road. Monster blocks can move on their own and will fling you off if you hang on to them.
Can I do it next time too? I have to do it.
Commencing Area 2. Are you ready?
All right.
Edge. Edge. Edge.
All right.
Edge. Edge.
All right. All right. Whoa! Whoa! All right, I got it. 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 Whoa! Whoa! All right, I got it.
Edge. 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 Edge.
this?
Edge. Edge.
Well, I'm almost there. All right. Yeah, yes.
Use this.
I made it! Here I go!
Well done, Vincent Brooks. You are quite a man.
You survived. For a guy running around in his boxers, you're pretty quick. But you've got a long way to go before you can face me. Will you be able to survive the next one?
So he's not working for Mutton or something? I'm here. Hurry up.
All right then, sit. You made it through that most difficult of stages. Good for you. I praise the fight in you. Before we continue, I want to make sure of one thing. I want to know what is inside you. If it's the truth within you, then your future will be blessed.
This is the second question to freedom. Do you wish for a peaceful life?
I see. I understand. I will answer a question of yours, too. You were covered in desire, in temptation, which cast you down here. Lies, deceit, betrayal. Oh, it's terrible. This is a place where sinners are tried. Haven't you heard of it? This judgment will have a positive impact on the future of humanity.
So, this is about the good of mankind? Wow, that's so beautiful. It makes me want to cry. But why is it just men?
This city is filled with traitors. I ordered him to bring the lowest of the low, like you, here.
Hey, don't call me that. Even if it might be true. But that means you're behind all this. Show me your face.
You'll never see his face. Not in 1,000 years. Besides, isn't knowing his name enough?
That's enough talk. Let's move on. I wish you the best of luck.
I don't need your wishes. I'm not gonna lose.
The third great trial is the Forked Cliff. There is no one way to climb this wall. Trust your instincts.
blocks. I'm gonna climb the shit out of you!
Commencing Area 3. Are you ready?
I'll take this. Can't die here.
Whoa!
Pause.
I got it. Alright, I got it.
I'll take this.
Whoa!
Time to use this.
Pause.
Edge.
Whoa! All right, I got it.
Edge. Edge.
I'll take this. How's this?
Edge.
Whoa!
Pause.
Whoa!
Edge. 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 Edge.
Whoa!
Undo.
Edge. 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 Edge.
All right, I got it.
Edge. 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 Edge.
All right.
Undo.
Edge. Edge. Edge.
All right, I got it.
Edge. Edge.
I'll take this.
Edge. Edge. Edge.
Right.
Edge.
Time to use this.
Edge. 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 Edge.
Undo. Undo. Undo.
Edge. 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 Edge.
Undo.
Edge. 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 Edge.
All right, I got it.
Edge. Edge.
Undo.
Edge. Edge. Edge.
All right, I got it.
Edge. 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 Edge.
Whoa!
Edge. Edge. Edge.
Whoa!
Edge. Edge. Edge.
All right.
Edge. 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 Edge.
Alright, I got it.
Edge.
Alright, I got it. Whoa!
Edge. 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 Edge.
Alright. I'll take this.
Edge. 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 Edge.
Alright. How's this? Alright, I got it.
Edge. Edge.
Whoa! Whoa!
Edge.
Whoa! Whoa!
Edge.
I'm almost there. Now's not the time to be dead.
Edge. 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 Edge.
Alright, I got it.
Edge. Edge. Edge.
Alright, I got it.
Edge.
Alright, I got it. Whoa!
Edge. 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 Edge.
Alright. Alright.
Edge.
I'll take this.
Edge. 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 Edge.
Alright.
Edge. Edge.
Alright, I got it.
Edge. Edge. Edge.
See you up ahead. How's this? I made it! Here I go.
Captivated by your struggle. Come, climb up.
You still haven't died? You really have quite the luck. But Lady Luck can't help you now. It's the real goodbye next time. Now prepare to die.
Damn it. Can't beat him up or anything? I don't think he's my enemy. Hey, how's it going? I'm still alive.
Amazing. Well, sit. Good, Vincent. The way you climb is a work of art.
I can't let anything slow me down. When I've come this far.
There is no correct answer to this trial. So I'm going to ask a question of you, who has made it this far. I'm gonna ask you one more time.
This is the third question to freedom. Do you wish for the excitement of chaos?
Oh, I see. This is the midway point here in heaven. I'll take you to the next trial. I'll be praying for a good performance. And for your success.
There's nothing to do but climb. I'm getting out of here.
The fourth great trial is a narrow path to the final battle. The floors will crumble quickly. Use all your cunning to sprint your way to the top.
Fine. You just keep climbing then. Wait for me, Catherine.
Commencing Area 4. Are you ready?
Alright. Alright. I'll take this.
Edge.
Alright. Alright. I got it. Sorry, dead!
Edge. 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 Edge.
I can use this.
Alright. Edge.
Alright.
Edge.
Alright. I'll take this.
Edge. Edge. Edge.
Alright.
Edge.
Right, I got it.
Edge. Edge.
I'll take this.
Edge. Edge. Edge.
Right, I got it.
Edge. Edge.
Right, I got it.
Pause.
Right, I got it.
Edge. Edge. Edge.
Alright.
Edge. Edge.
Alright.
Edge. Edge. Edge.
Now's not the time to be dead.
Edge.
Alright, I got it. Alright. Alright.
Edge.
Alright.
Edge. 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 Edge.
use this.
Edge. 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 Edge.
Whoa!
Pause.
Alright, I got it.
Edge. Edge. Edge.
Whoa!
Edge. Edge. Edge.
Alright.
Edge.
Alright.
Alright, I got it.
Alright.
Alright, I got it.
Edge. Edge.
I'll take this. Time to use this. Alright, I got it.
Edge.
I'll take this. Alright, I got it.
Edge.
How's this?
Whoa!
Alright, I got it.
Edge.
Alright. Whoa!
Edge. 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 Edge.
Alright. Whoa!
Alright, I got it. Alright, I got it. Alright, I got it.
Edge. Edge.
Alright, I got it. 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 Alright, I got it.
Well,
Alright, I got it.
I'm almost there.
Alright, I got it. Alright, I got it. Alright, I got it. Alright, I got it. Alright, I got it.
Pause.
Edge. 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 Edge.
Alright, I got it. Alright, I got it.
Edge. 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 Edge.
I'll take this. Alright, I got it.
Edge.
Alright.
Time to use this.
Alright.
Edge. 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 Edge.
Alright.
Edge. Edge. Edge.
Pause.
Edge. Edge. Edge.
Whoa!
Alright, I got it. Alright, I got it.
Edge.
Alright, I got it. 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 Alright, I got it.
I made it! Here I go!
To think you're still alive. It's thrilling.
To think you have this much will to survive. Very well. Just as I said, I, Thomas Mutton, shall be your opponent. Next time we meet, your life will be over in no time.
I wish I could have seen his face, but there's no time for that. Hey, how tall is this damn thing? I've been climbing forever.
Really? You're almost there. Now sit down.
Oh, man.
It's entertaining to witness someone becoming a legend. Doesn't happen often. First, I must praise you for having survived thus far.
This bullshit again. What do I have to tell you this time?
What makes you so desperate?
Isn't it obvious? I'm gonna get back what I lost.
Then let me ask. What are you living for?
What? What's the point of asking questions at this point in your game? Life isn't so simple that I can just boil it down that easily.
Just who are you?
What do you mean?
That's the curse. There's no escaping this place without having an answer of some sort. You may be different from the average man, but that doesn't mean I can let you go. I'll hear what you truly wish for.
This is the last question to freedom. Are you prepared to live the rest of your life in the peace that you wished for?
That's your answer. All right. I understand. Everything is prepared now. I can finally guide you to the stage where you'll fight him. There was once a man who took up this challenge, just like you. This man became a legend. He stopped being human and became one of us. Yes, he is Thomas Mutton, the one awaiting you at the next trial. Now that he has become one of us, we call him Dumuzid. All the traps were created by him. He knows this place through and through, making him a difficult opponent.
So he used to be a human. Well, I'm not gonna lose to him.
You will now be faced with the creator of the Great Trials. Use all the techniques you've learned to avoid his fierce attacks. The time has come.
Starting to lose your nerve? Hello there. We meet again. I didn't think you'd actually make it here. That was a marvel to watch. Well, it seems the others were altogether too easy on you. So for tonight's extravaganza, I shall deal with you personally.
And you remember our deal, right?
As I said, you have nothing to be concerned. After all, tonight you'll be dining on my mutton special. It's a pity. But try not to get too worked up over it.
Shut up! Let's get this over with already. I'll outrun you, too. Catherine, wait for me.
Thomas Mutton has appeared. It's the killer. Do not die. Edge. 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 Edge.
I got it.
Let's see here. Head goes boom!
Now's not the time to be dead.
You don't have any time. You don't have any time.
Now's not the time to be dead.
Come. You need to run. Head goes boom!
Right, I got it.
Boy, stop moving! Come. You need to run.
Right, I got it.
Head goes boom!
Right, I got
you
it.
need to run. Boy, stop moving! You won't die, will you?
Right, I got it. Right, I got it.
Oh, die, will you? Head goes boom! Head goes boom!
Right, I got it.
You won't die, will you? You don't have any time.
Right, I got it.
Come. You need to run. You won't die, will you?
Right, I got it.
Boom! Head goes boom! You won't die, will you? Come. You need to run. Head goes boom! You won't die, will you? You won't die, will you? You won't die, will you?
Like this? A little
Right,
more.
I
You won't die, will you?
got it. Right, I got it. Time to use this. Right, I got it.
I made it!
This can't be! Insect?
Incredible. You beat him.
Curse you, sheep! How could this happen? How? Very well. This makes it war, boy. I swear on the name of Dumazid the Shepherd, consort of Ishtar. Your ass is mine, punk. Prepare yourself!
Wait, there's more? can't lose. Wait for me, Catherine. This tower is really tall. That mutton asshole isn't gonna keep throwing these at me forever until I die, is he?
Don't worry, there will be an end to this. A pinnacle. The next stage will be your last, I assure you. So come, sit down.
Oh, man.
You're finally here. Above this place is a path that reaches to the heavens. You finally appeared. A man with potential. I've been waiting for you.
Waiting for me, huh? Were you trying to kill me this whole time?
This is a sanctuary, where we give those with potential a baptism. And freedom. This is a game of death, where experience and intuition are your only tools to survive. There is no right and wrong. Tomorrow only comes for those with the power to overcome the challenge.
Yeah, I kinda already knew that. This is all a dream, in my head. If this is my dream, then no matter what comes my way, I know I'll be able to handle it.
You are bold. So different from the man who first entered here. My job here is done. You've successfully endured the baptism. Coming next will be the final trial of the heavens. This will be your last battle. I am always near you. I have many faces and many names. When this sanctuary is bathed in Ishtar's love, I'll see you again, in a place far removed from here.
Somewhere else?
Keep your eyes up, and go!
Hey, not to tell me twice. You sure love to talk right up to the end.
The final stage of the great trials is upon us. This is the ultimate test. Face the gods' full power with all your might. When you reach heaven's door, you will gain true freedom.
How long is this gonna go on?
This is tougher than I thought. This filthy cheater is faster than I expected.
Screw you! I'm not playing games here! I'm almost there! Who's gonna win tonight, bitch?
What are you talking about? I was just messing around.
Just making you come.
Take it easy there, Bright Eyes. This is the final battle? I've come this far. I'm not gonna die here, damn it! Catherine!
Has
I can't die here.
It's the killer. Do not die. Edge.
Whoa! All right, I got it.
Edge.
Whoa! All right, I got it.
Edge.
All right.
Edge. 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 Edge.
Whoa!
You are but a mere human.
Edge. 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 face.
Now's not the time to be dead.
Doomsday has appeared. It's the killer. Do not die. Edge. Pause. Doomsday has appeared.
Can't die here.
It's the killer. Do not die. Edge. Edge.
All right.
Pause. Doomsday has appeared.
Can't die here.
It's the killer. Do not die. Edge.
Whoa! All right, I got it.
Edge.
Whoa!
Edge. 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 Edge.
You are but a mere human.
Edge. Edge.
Whoa!
Doomazid,
All right.
All right, I got it. I'll put you out of your misery.
Edge.
Just give up.
Edge. Edge. Edge.
It's a fine night for a curse.
Edge.
Give up, boy. I am the morning star.
All right, I got it.
Relax. It's a fine night for a curse. Give up, boy.
All right, I got it. Whoa!
I am the morning star. Relax. You're only going to die. It's a fine night for a curse. Give up, boy. I am the morning star. Relax. You're only it's a fine night for a curse. Give up, boy.
Whoa!
I am the morning star. You're going to die.
All right. All right. All right.
It's a fine night for a curse. Give up, boy. I am the morning star. You dare resist a god? It's a fine night for a curse. Give up, boy.
Right, I got it.
It's a fine night for a curse. Divine punishment! Bring down! You dare resist a god?
Right, I got it. 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 Right, I got it.
Give up, boy.
Right, I got it. Right, I got it.
Eye of the morning star! Relax. You're going to die. It's a fine night for a curse.
Little more.
Give up, boy.
Congratulations. I never imagined you'd climb the Empireo.
It's morning. All right. Time to go.
Hey, what's going on? Orlando sent me this text saying that we should all get together since it's been a while. And the
Hello, everyone. It's nice to be able to see you again. How'd you enjoy the show? A perfect escape from the terrifying nightmare. You led Vincent out with your exceptional skills. Even Astaroth, the mastermind behind the nightmares, was amazed. Did you happen to notice the central conflict that this game's masterful creators placed at its core? Do you want to live a comfortable and steady life? Or do you secretly long for a free life, full of excitement? In the nightmare, Astaroth said that there is no right way to climb the tower. The stairway Vincent was forced to climb could be taken as a metaphor. It symbolized the journey to adulthood, pressuring him to make his tough life decisions. Don't you agree? And that this was his true answer. Maybe it depends on how much of Vincent's feelings that she can sense. You think that could be what determines the future for those two, Hey, tell me, what did you players out there think of this outcome? I sure do hope their second chance works out. They'll be alright, won't they? So are you worried about them? 'Cause I know I am. Well, let's peer a bit into their future together, shall we? Games are lovely creations, aren't they? Hope to see you soon. Stay golden.
I wonder what design I should go with. I mean, I really don't wear white all that often. You think it'll look good on me?
You look good in anything, you know that.
Right. Oh, have you decided who you're gonna invite to the wedding? I've already picked out everyone that I want.
Oh, you did?
I told you to think about it.
Sorry, I'll do that right now.
Now what's left?
Hey, baby.
Let me see.
Think you could, get off?
Ooh, and
You're
this one.
crushing me.
Oh, that's so pretty. I can't pick. I need to think.
Oh.
Well, that wasn't me.
Hey, you wanna go grab a bite?
I could go for a bite, but think about who you're inviting, okay?
I know. You wanna go to the usual place then?
Let's hurry then before they run out of lamb kebab. Up and at 'em, huh?
Okay, I got it. So just move and I can.
Huh? What? You're the one who's being Mr. Lazybone.
Skint.